Hi, and welcome back to another Manchester Policy Update with Ledgeview Commercial. I'm Brittany Ping, the Director of Property Management here. It is currently July 2nd, so we are heading into an awesome holiday weekend. And I wanted to throw a little bit of information with you about what's been happening at the end of the fiscal year for our state and municipalities, specifically what we can expect to see from New Hampshire Housing and the city of Manchester now that we are in the new fiscal year. So one of my favorite things that happens around this time is the New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority, wow, that's a mouthful, releases a residential rent survey response. So what they do is they solicit information from current property managers and owners looking for data about vacancy rates, rent rates, what utilities are included, really just trying to get a pulse of what's happening before we see HUD's information at the end of the federal fiscal year. So I am expecting to see vacancy rates continue to decline throughout the state of New Hampshire, and for fair market rents and median market rent rates to escalate. I don't think that HUD is going to increase a whole lot in regards to the fair market rents at the end of this federal fiscal year, but I do think vacancy rates continuing to stay super low. Our portfolio has maintained around 98%. That we are going to see a lot change in regards to the fair market rents at the end of the year. So we might not see it reflected in this past fiscal year's numbers when they look forward to 2025, but I do expect this first survey that's going to come out from the New Hampshire Housing and Finance Authority at the end of this month to give us a lot of insight into what we can expect to see from the federal level. And that just directs a lot in regards to the ability to invest in multifamily housing and what lenders believe, right, fair market rent and rentable rates for those units are. So really, one of my favorite surveys and studies that comes out. It's full of information, not just in Manchester, if you're looking in Hillsborough County, or you're looking in Merrimack County, or Sullivan County, or up north in Coos County. You see a lot of information about what to expect about those areas before we see that really, specific federal detail. So I'm looking forward to that. We did participate again this year. Really appreciate the hard work that they put in. Another thing that happened a little too quietly, if you ask me, is the Board of Mayor and Aldermen in the city of Manchester did pass a budget at a special meeting on June 18th. I believe it was right at the mayor's tax rate, which is 3.86. I haven't actually seen the announcement. So again, it was a little too quiet considering the hubbub around their June 2nd meeting on how it was too fast. It was a super quiet special meeting. That was the only thing on the agenda. And it's not officially announced the tax rate. We will see what the new assessment amount is. It's currently $18.86 per thousand is the taxable rate in the city of Manchester. So we can expect that to raise about 3.8, 3.9% if I do think the mayor's budget is what got passed all the way through, but we'll see. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, and that we're talking with new owners as they're coming on, or if they're considering coming on with us for management, is really our payment plan process and what we do to try to maintain good tenants. We do have a decent amount of people who are delinquent, and communication for delinquency is always our highest priority. So if 10% of our portfolio is delinquent, that's considered a large amount for us. And our goal is to make sure none of them walk through all the way through the eviction process. That's not our goal. When it comes to delinquent rent, we want communication and we want to work with them to bring funds in. I know we've done some videos on our payment plan process, and I just wanted to highlight, we've had some great successes and we've had some really good conversations. So if you're interested in learning more about that, or just what our process looks like to build out your own, keep looking on our YouTube. That was one of the quick videos that we had done. And if you just want to talk to people like yourself who are investors or small-time landlords, or interested in buying and what that looks like, Ledgeview Commercial and Porcupine Real Estate are hosting an investor roundtable. It will be a guided conversation with investors in the Manchester and greater New Hampshire area. And that is going to be on August 13th. You could always follow tinyurl.com/Manchester policy update, and you can get on that as well. Okay, and then I wanted to do one more thing. I know I keep looking down, but I had so many little things I wanted to hit on. Nationally, when we kind of talk back up to what's happening nationally, the Supreme Court made some very large decisions, some of them, which are the minutia that aren't necessarily related to real estate. But one of them is about the quality of life in communities concerning the ability to manage homeless populations. So what can cities do or not do when it comes to the quality of life of someone who is homeless, and that how can they, handle that in regards to the quality of life of the city. So we are expecting the Board of Mayor and Aldermen to meet today on July 2nd and have a conversation about what the Manchester City ordinances look like, as we are the largest amount of the homeless population in the state of New Hampshire, with the largest shelter in the city, and a lot of the services. So I do expect there's going to be some great updates on that. Other pending updates for you is the Manchester trash policy. That's how this all started. Our roundtable got postponed. I was supposed to already have that update for you today when we did this recording, but we're pushing it out to August due to all the vacations on the people who were invited to the roundtable. So I know that was a lot of information. If you, again, look our tinyurl.com/Manchester policy update, you'll get some tips and tricks and insider information outside of these updates. And if you're interested in that investor roundtable on August 13th, that information will be forthcoming as well. I hope that you made through the fiscal year from the municipalities with your tax rates okay and unscathed, and I look forward to talking to you more. Have a great day.